10th ICSE Math Chapter 3B. First sum. A man buys 75 shares. So number of shares is 75. Rupees 100 shares, that's the face value. Paying 9% dividend. That's dividend percent. Always write the data first. That makes solving very easy. He buys shares at such a price that he gets 12% of his money. That's the profit percent or the returns percent. At what price did he buy the shares? That is the market value. So the formula to be used here is dividend percent of FV is equal to returns percent of MV. So 9% into 100 is equal to 12% into MV. Here percent cut, and then we can find the value of MV as 75. Note that the number of shares 75 was of no use in this sum. Third sum. 100 rupees shares of a company are available in the market at a premium of rupees 20. So face value is 100 and market value is 120. Find the rate of dividend, means dividend percent, given by the company when the man's return on the investment. So returns percent is 15%. So again, the same formula. So dividend percent is not given, that's what we have to find. FV is given, returns percent is given, and market value is given. So we solve. Don't cut the percent sign here, let it be here, so that the final answer will also be in percent. Next, fifth one. A company declares 8% dividend, that's dividend percent, to the shareholders if a man receives rupees 2,840 as his dividend, means total dividend or income from dividend. Find the nominal value, means face value. The formula is dividend is equal to dividend percent into face value into number of shares. Now total income is given. Dividend percent is 8%, percent means per century, it's upon 100, into FV into N is total NV or total nominal value. That's what they've asked. We can't find the face value per share because the number of shares is not given here. So we will find the total NV as rupees 35,500. Now the seventh sum. A company declares a dividend of 11.2% to all its shareholders, that's dividend percent, if its 60 rupees share, that is FV, is available in the market at a premium of 25%. So MV will be 60 plus 25% of 60, that is 60 plus 15, 75. How much should Rakesh invest? So investment is equal to question mark in buying the shares of his company in order to have an annual income, that is total dividend, of rupees 1,680. So always write all the data first, and investment is what we have to find out. So first we'll find the number of shares. Since dividend percent and face value is given, we can find the number of shares. Remember, percent means upon 100. So number of shares is 250. Now the total investment is always number of shares into market value. So N we have found out 250 and market value has been given as 75. So the total investment is 18,750 rupees. Now the ninth sum. A man buys 400, that's the number of shares, 20 rupee shares, that's the face value, at a discount of 20%. So MV will be 20 minus 4, 16 rupees. He receives a return of 12%, returns percent. Calculate the amount invested and the dividend percent. So first of all, write the data. Investment is number of shares into market value, and both are given. So we can directly find the amount of investment, 6,400. Now to find dividend percent, we use the usual formula because FV, returns percent and MV are given. Don't cut percent sign here so that the answer stays in percent. Next, the 11th sum. A lady holds 1,800 as the number of shares, rupees 100 shares as the face value of a company that pays 15% dividend, that's dividend percent. Calculate her annual dividend, total income, is equal to question mark. If she had bought these shares at 40% premium, so market value was 140, what is the return she gets as percent? So returns percent is also asked. So again, write all the data, total income or dividend is number of shares into FV into dividend percent. Percent here means upon 100, and the final answer will be 27,000. And then use the usual formula to find returns percent, because we already have dividend percent, FV and 140. Don't cancel percent here so that we get the answer in percent. But they have also said give your answer to the nearest integer in the question at the end. Don't forget that. So we have to round it off to 11%. Next, 13th sum. Mr. Sharma has 60 shares, that's number of shares, of NV rupees 100 face value, and he sells them when they are at a premium of 60%. So the selling MV is 160 rupees. He did not buy at 160 rupees, he sold it at 160 rupees market value. So that's a selling MV. And he invests the proceeds, that is the sales proceeds, in shares of nominal value rupees 50. So these are different shares now, quoted at 4% discount. So the market value, the buying market value for the second set of shares will be 48, and those shares pay him a dividend of 18%. So first of all, calculate the sales proceeds. So they are talking about the first set of shares. The sales proceeds is always number of shares into selling MV. If he's selling each share for 160, that is 60% premium, and he had 60 shares, so the total revenue he will get will be rupees 9,600, which he will use to buy some new shares. So in the next case, the investment is 9,600. The sales proceed from the first set of shares is always the investment of the second share, unless they say something else like half of it was invested or something. Now in the second case, the new face value is 50 rupees and the buying market value is 48. So first we'll find the number of shares that he purchased. So the number of shares which is asked, Roman number 2, will be investment upon the buying market value. If he is totally spending 9,600 and each share costs 48, so he will be able to buy 200 such shares. And now the total income that he will get from the new shares at 18% dividend percent, number of shares being 200 and face value being 50, total income from the second set of shares, the new shares, will be 1,800. Remember, percent means upon 100. Now the 15th sum, which is a better investment? 16% rupees 100 shares at 80, that's dividend percent, face value and market value, and again dividend percent, face value and market value. So we will find the returns percent on both using the normal formula. The returns percent in the first case is 20%, and in the second case it is 16.67%. So definitely the case 1 is a better investment. 17th, a man bought 360, that is number of shares, 10 rupee shares, face value, paying 12% per annum, that's dividend percent. He sold the shares when the price rose to rupees 21 per share, so that's the selling market value. And he invested the proceeds. So first we will have to find the sales proceeds, because that will be the investment in the second case. And the second set of shares had a face value of 5 rupees, paying a 4.5% per annum. That is the dividend percent at rupees 3.5 per share. So that's the buying market value for the second set of shares. Find his annual change in his income. So that means the income from the first set of shares and the income from the second set of shares. We have to find the difference between them. So first of all, the first case, number of shares is given, FV is given, dividend percent is given, selling MV is given. So sales proceeds is N into selling MV, 7,560 after selling all his shares. And while he had the shares initially, he used to get an annual income of 432 rupees. That is the income, dividend, for the first set of shares. But now he has sold all those shares, and the money he got by selling, he invested it in buying new shares. Maybe he thought that that will be a better option for him in the future. So 75660 is the investment, and the new face value is 5 rupees and buying MV is 3.50. So let's find the number of shares he bought, the new shares, using this formula. He bought 2,160 shares. Now we can calculate the new income from the new shares using the new data. It's 486. Clearly, it is an increase in his income. So the change in income is 54 rupees. It's an increase. To mention that. Now the 19th sum. Two brothers A and B invest rupees 16,000 each. So investment is this much. Buying shares of two companies. A buys 3%, 100 rupees shares. 3% is the dividend percent, 100 rupees is the FV. At 80 means market value. And similarly B, 10 rupees face value at par. So market value is also 10. If they both receive equal dividend, so dividend is same. Find the dividend percent for B. So write the data. Dividend percent is to be found out. First, let's find the number of shares, that is investment upon market value. He bought 200 shares and he bought 1,600 shares. But they are saying that the dividend received is equal. And we know the formula for dividend percent into number of shares into FV. So we have all the data except the dividend percent for B, which is what is asked. Don't cancel the percent sign so that the final answer is in percent. And this is the answer.
Hi students, this is AJ sir. If you like this video, press the like button. If you would like to enroll for my online test series or online lectures, email me or message me on Instagram. Check the description for more information.